they can be, on the list and get this kind of information for free.
The problem is when you start giving too much value for free, people don't want to buy anything from you.
This has been like a roller coaster. Like, we just did this for 2 years now, and it's just been like, whatever.
This message comes from our sponsor, Wix e-commerce, the professional platform that enables entrepreneurs all over the world to create and run their online stores and grow their e-commerce businesses. One of those entrepreneurs is Angel Gregorio, who runs thespicesuite.com, a $2 million multi-channel business on Wix. When the pandemic forced so many brick and mortar businesses to close their doors, Angel knew that she had to pivot to online to keep selling her spices and keep up with the demand from her loyal customers. In fact, in just 2 months, she sold over $900,000 worth of spices through her online store, and her last batch sold out in 2.5 minutes. Angel uses her social channels to drive special sales and email marketing to update her customers about new inventory and upcoming events. She also uses in-depth analytics to gain business insights and monitors everything in her sales funnel, store management, marketing automation, and detailed payment reports, all from one dashboard. So if you want to succeed in 2021 and grow your online business like Angel did, head over to wix.com/e-commerce today.
You're listening to E-Commerce Uncensored with Kevin Manel and Jason Caruso.
Hey everyone, and thanks for joining us on another episode of E-Commerce Uncensored. This is episode 213. My name is Kevin Manel, and I'm here with
Jason Caruso.
Switching it up a little bit now. Now we have our interviews all the time, and now we're having like an interview between the two of us, like good old days, like the good old days, right?
Yeah. And we're very rarely in the same place now. So we had some technical difficulties this morning, some technical issues with the mics. So we said, screw it. We got to get the same setup that we have at home here at the office.
Yeah, we got our old, it's been an evolution of mics. So at the office where Jason is, we have the old mics set up, and we're gonna make sure we get the same setup in both places for sure.
Right. Today, Kev, before we get into this, the Facebook course has been doing great.
Yeah, I'm totally excited about that.
Yeah, if you guys are running any kind of Facebook ads and you've been struggling, this course that I created called The Truth About Facebook Ads will basically, teach you the things that, no one's talking about. And I think they're the most important things, right? Everybody's talking about like campaign structures and how much money you should be spending, and you need big budgets. And the funny thing about the budget thing, Kev, real quick, is that we've really been noticing that, everybody has this infatuation with spending, scaling. And we're finding that we're so much more profitable with the smaller budgets than we are with the larger budgets. So there's like this race to get to spending more. And we're finding that we're having a lot more success with spending less. So those are the kind of things we talk about. If you go to ecommerceuncensored.com/truth, you can join. It's at a really, really reasonable price. We brought this thing way down. We had it up to $1,000 at one point, and we felt like, we can help more people with it at this price point, which is much lower. So go check it out.
Yeah, and I think it's what's great about it too is we've both been listening and reading the Expert Secrets book, and Russell Brunson talks a lot about like just serving people, and I feel like that's where a lot of this comes from, is you figuring it out and then wanting, you have to share this with everybody. You feel obligated to share this with everybody.
Right, because the things that people are talking about are really not the things that are that important. And this course will teach you the stuff that is really important to think about. And, it'll allow you to run ads on any platform, really. So ecommerceuncensored.com/truth.
Cool. All right. Well, today's episode, we're going to talk about, it's kind of, before we got on, we were kind of talking about like the direction of this podcast and like we are talking about like mistakes that we made. And I don't necessarily like calling it mistakes, but it's definitely been a learning experience growing this business. And this is the business that Jason talks about a lot, our online publication that we grew from 0 to $2 million. And I think a lot of it, and you tell me a lot, Jason, when we're even like hiring people or talking to new people, is like the thing that takes you from 0 to 2 million isn't always the same thing that takes you from 0 to 10 or from two
Or
million to
two.
10 million.
Right. Right. And we talk, it's really easy to get up here and talk about like, hey, we did 2 million in 1 year. Yeah, we're really cool. Like it's really easy to do that. And it's not really easy to talk about some of the things that maybe didn't go so well. And we're kind of going through one of those things right now with our email list. We grew our email list to, in like a year and a half, what are we at? 60,000
60 or
subscribers?
70,000 live subscribers, like active subscribers right now. I think we have about 55,000, I think.
Right. But we've definitely had well over 100. Like we've suppressed a lot of those people who haven't opened up our emails.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So it's been a lot. And we have a very technical product. It's a photography, it's a wildlife photography magazine. And the topic is very technical, how to use different settings on your camera, how to learn about the biology of animals. And we really started, so we send a lot of email, as you guys who have been listening to us know, a lot of emails. Email makes a lot of money for us, but over time we've been finding that our email is becoming less and less effective. And what I mean by that is we used to send an email out and make, whatever, $7,000 or $6,000. And now we're finding like we're struggling for them to make $2,000 or $3,000. And, something that we've done is that we've tried to build the business around giving lots and lots of value. The problem is when you start giving too much value for free, people don't want to buy anything from you. Right. So like you get that 1%, you get that 1% of people who are just going to buy because they love it and they're going to buy anyway. And they buy everything and they're just infatuated with the topic or the product or whatever. And they're going to buy anyway. But now, when those people start burning out, you got to start finding ways for these other people to start buying. And if you're giving too much value in their emails, now, whether this is a info product or a physical product, physical products, you could send out emails every day that are just value, video tutorials. When you're giving too much value, though, people tend not to find any reason to buy from you.
I think it goes to that. I don't know who says it, but it's like the levels of people. It's like the first adapters, the people who are going to like jump on the product like right away, no matter what. Mm-hmm. And I think you get to a point, and it's been like a whirlwind for us to build this business the way it is. And a lot of times it's funny, some of our clients get involved in these conversations because we start talking about our experiences with them a lot too. And even some of the people that we bring on board to help us, and they ask us questions. They're like, well, why don't you do this? Or well, maybe we should do that, or customer service should do that. And we're like, well, this has been like a roller coaster. Like we just did this for 2 years now. And it's just been like, whatever, it's working. Let's just keep doing what we're doing. And then you get to scaling like we're at now. And you start going to that next level of people. I don't remember the levels off the top of my head, but to get to that right. The early adopters. And then I don't know, I have to bring it up, but when you want to get to that next level person who's maybe like on that, just on the edge of buying, it gets very difficult. And the way we were doing it, where we were just sending out information and basically almost the similar information that's in our product, we were sending away in emails on a regular basis every day almost.
Right. So the quality of what was in the email was equivalent to the quality of what was in the product. And so it was really just an extension of the product. And so, yeah, Kev, I just want to clarify that.
Yeah. And I really think that we began to train our email list that they can be, on the list and get this kind of information for free.
Right. They don't need to buy anything. Like you're going to get the best stuff for free. And we're kind of, that's kind of what we're going through right now. So we have, like we said, we have about whatever, 50, 60 active people, 50 or 60,000 active people. And we found that I believe 30,000 of those people were
44,000 people.
44,000 people did not buy anything from us ever.
Yeah. Yeah. They're just consuming value. And, it's our thought process was like, and we were looking at some of the numbers that it was taking people like somewhere around like 45 to 60 days to buy. So we're like just waiting for these people to kind of convert. And when you're spending the kind of money that we were spending, when sales start coming out, it gets very hard to kind of support that wait. So it became very difficult to keep giving these people value, which we still do, but just to restructure it a little bit to push them to buy instead of just like, I guess, freeloading. I've been using freeloading a lot. Hey guys, this is a quick message from our sponsor, Wix e-commerce, the professional platform that enables entrepreneurs all over the world to create and run their online stores and grow their e-commerce businesses. One of those entrepreneurs is Angel Gregorio, who runs thespicesweet.com, a $2 million multi-channel business on Wix. When the pandemic forced so many brick-and-mortar businesses to close their doors, Angel knew she had to pivot to online to keep selling her spices and keep up with the demand of her loyal customers. In fact, in just a few months, she sold over $900,000 worth of spices through her online store, and her last batch sold out in 2.5 minutes. Angel uses social channels to drive special sales and email marketing to update her customers about new inventory and upcoming events. She also uses in-depth analytics to gain business insights and monitor everything in her sales funnel: store management, marketing automations, and detailed payment reports, all from one dashboard. So if you want to succeed in 2021 and grow your online business like Angel did, head over to wix.com/ecommerce today.
Yeah, and I study a lot of copywriting, a lot of email copywriting. I've mentioned that a lot. It's one of the things that I enjoy doing. I love learning about persuasive writing. And most of the people that I follow, I mean, actually 100% of them, they talk about, they say, facts tell, stories sell. And they talk a lot about telling stories about your experiences, telling stories about the product, telling stories about, how you, came to use the product or create the product, or solving problems and the product kind of like, or talking about a problem and the product kind of, solves that problem. But they always, one constant is like, they say like, don't ever teach. Like if you teach in your emails, they don't need to buy your stuff that you're selling. So we got caught up in that. And so what we decided to do was like, we said, okay, we got to figure out how we're going to turn these people into like tire kickers into buyers.
Yeah. Time
right.
to get off the, shit or get off the pot, basically.
Shit or get off the pot. So what we did was we created 2 campaigns. We had this product, and it was a $50 product, and we created 2 campaigns. One of them, we were selling the product at $7, and the other one, we were selling it at $17. It was the same product. We were just doing an A/B split test. And we sent out an email to try to get these people off the fence or get people buying, because the truth is like, once people start trusting you enough to buy your stuff, they start consuming it, they start loving it. Then it's much easier to sell them other things. And when we
take it more seriously once they put money towards it.
Yeah. Actually, I was just listening to Russell Brunson's Expert Secrets book this morning, Kev, on the way in, and he's funny. He said he talks about this story about, he was like this wrestler who was like UFC. He met him somewhere, and the guy, had this CD, and he was going to give it to Russell. And I'm obviously paraphrasing the story, but he says to Russell, he says, "Give me your wallet." And he was like, I was a little nervous, but this guy's like a big, strong guy. I idolized him. So I didn't ask him any questions. I gave him my wallet. He opens my wallet. He takes all my money out, and he gives me back my wallet. And he's like, I don't know what just happened. He's like, but I'm like scared to say anything. And he's like, the guy looked at me and he's like, Russell, he said, because you just paid for this, you'll pay attention. and I know that you will go home because I just took your money and you paid for it. I know you will use it. And he said, ever since then, I realized that, um, you know, if people pay for things, they will pay attention.
Yeah,
So
he also says the same thing about his workshops and things, his seminars. He says that he gives away tickets to his family and friends to come to these events that he gives so much value, and everybody there that pays, or a good majority of people who pay, end up making these, $1 million businesses. But not one of his family or relatives or friends that he's given tickets to come to these seminars for free has ever done anything to improve their business or anything like that.
yeah, and it's true. So what we tried to do is we tried to turn some of these people on the sidelines into buyers, and we ran these 2 campaigns. And what do we do? Like a few hundred, like 400, 300. How
What
many?
orders?
Yeah, how many orders
We
did
did
we get?
about 200 orders.
200
Just
orders.
about
Okay,
200
so
orders.
we didn't send it to the entire list, by the way.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
sent it to a fraction of the list, just as a test. So what we just did was we just turned 200 people who never bought anything from us, who have been on the sidelines, into buyers. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a follow-up sequence, and we're going to try to get these people to upgrade or buy our other products, our more expensive products. And I would encourage you guys to, number one, not fall in love with these, like having a big email list just for the sake of having a big email list. If people aren't buying, if they aren't interested in your stuff, you should want them to leave, because all they're doing is, costing you money being on your email list. So that was what we set out to do. We're like, okay, we're going to take, 20,000 people of this 40,000, and we're going to send out emails to them. And anyone that doesn't buy, we're going to just say, okay, let's just get rid of them. Now, we probably won't, get rid of their emails, like never use them again or throw them away. But we can take them out of Klaviyo if we wanted to, download them, and then maybe a few months later, bring them back in and try to sell them something later. But the point is that these people are what are bringing your open rates down, your spam rates up. They're actually keeping the performance of your ads way down. I mean, we see it all the time, Kev. When we send out emails to people who have opened up emails in the last 30 days, the open rates are really high. When we send out to people who have clicked on some of our emails in the last 30 days, the click-through rate is really high, because these are people that are really active. And when you start sending emails to the entire list, those numbers start, getting kind of, diluted. So I would encourage you guys to all, if you have this big list, not to fall in love with it. There is something to having 100,000 people on your list, and if 1% of those people buy, you make $10,000 or you make whatever. There is that, but you can achieve the same thing with a engaged smaller list.
Yeah, and it's a little bit of a tough mindset to like come up with that offer, or maybe extremely discount one of your products. But because when we had it, I mean, our partner was very concerned about discounting his product, this product that much, because it had $97 value or $50 value. I don't forget what it was, but he was concerned about discounting it and devaluing it. But if you just change your mindset and think about it in the way that these people are actually costing you money, we already paid for these people to be on our list also, and we were at a point where we were sending like 1 million emails a month. And every time we would get to that, we would just upgrade. I think we're spending like $1,200 a month right now on our email list, just because we're sending to people who aren't even that interested.
Yeah. So it's definitely like, and this is the first time we've thought about this, because our email has just been killing it for so long. And now that, we're starting to see that, the results are kind of going the wrong way. And it's because we have a lot of people on there who, for the last year and a half, have been getting free emails. They've been getting free or emails that have been teaching them, instead of emails that have been telling them, so to speak.
Yeah, and
So
the
it's
healthier list is also, so it's a good point, Jason, that you said. Like, I didn't really think about that. Like, just the fact that like our email list is going to perform better without all these unopened emails circulating.
yeah, and we're gonna probably talk about getting rid of some of these people who we sent out, and we sent out what, five or six emails. People that didn't open them, they should just go. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we sent it to. I looked at the numbers this morning. We sent out 20,000. We sent with the list total. The A/B split test was 20,000 people. We sent out uh 8 emails all together, and I think 6,000 people opened. There's 14, so there's 14,000 people on this list that didn't even open any of these emails. So I mean, just right there. I mean, like Jason said, you don't have to like get rid of them. You can just put them on the side, and because you were paying in Klaviyo, you're paying for an email being sent. So there's
Right,
money
you could
saved
just
right there.
download them, export them out, and then delete them, and then you'll save money. You'll get your metrics will go up, and now there is something to be said that if people have opened up the emails and didn't buy, you may not want to get rid of them because they may just need a little bit more time on your list. But the ones who haven't opened at all, you don't need them.
Yeah, and now we're just learning a process, right? Once we figure out what is going to get people to buy after they get on our email list, that's our like evergreen process, right? You take them up that value ladder, you get them to spend, a couple bucks on something. They've taken out their wallet, they've trusted you enough to give you their money. So then we start focusing on those people, turning them into repeat customers, increasing their lifetime value, and all those great things. So we're learning a lot through that process.
Right.
And I'm sure we'll touch on it again as we complete this process. And I think we'll share that with you guys as well.
Right. All right, guys, don't forget, go to ecommerceuncensored.com/truth. And yeah, that's it. Thanks.
Yeah, check it out. Thank you guys so much for listening. This has been episode 213. As always, you can check us out at ecommerceuncensored.com. I'll talk to you guys later. Hey guys, this message comes from our sponsor, Wix e-commerce, the professional platform that enables entrepreneurs all over the world to create and run their online store and grow their e-commerce business. One of those entrepreneurs is Angel Gregorio, who runs thespicesuite.com. In just a few months, she sold over $900,000 worth of spices through her online store alone. So if you want to grow your online business in 2021, head over to wix.com/ecommerce today.